Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we wish we would be gathering in better circumstances. Herbert and I intersected in our lives on two occasions. Somewhere around 93, 94, I was a young one, doing my NYC in Port Harcourt. He was a bit older than me. Uche Wigwe was a bit younger than me, and we had a crew of friends, Adoke, Bodiayo. So I met him very lightly then, in a social manner. Our future meetings was in somewhat more tense circumstances, in a bit of a butting of heads between the banking industry and the telecoms industry. And Herbert and I tested ourselves, and we had a bit of a battle. But he was always professional and he was always polite. And after the battle was over, he invited Roosevelt and myself to Capital Club to make peace. And that was the beginning of a friendship that blossomed in so many ways. He visited my home several times, met my daughter Damilola and my wife Ronke. And as I got to know him better and better, I said one thing. I said, you see those Access boys, they're going places. They were already well established, but the intensity and ferocity in which that organization was run by all of the people that built it was incredible. Eventually, everybody in my house was using Access Bank as their bank accounts, and I was advocating for all the staff of MTN to open Access Bank accounts. That tells you the kind of relationships that he built. It was a deep personal relationship that grew over time. On the 16th of August 2023, my wife lost her brother to cancer, and Herbert was chasing some transaction, I think in South Africa. He had to see the Central Bank Governor, and he called and he said, I can't be there, but you will see us. And as we walked into the church for the beginning of the service, Roosevelt was right at the front, which meant he had got there well ahead of the time and was with us until the end of the proceedings. And Herbert was calling, expressing his sympathies. One thing that touched me about Herbert was his generosity to people, the larger society, his children, everyone that he met. We became good friends. Every time he came to my house, he drank my most expensive cognac, which I'd been saving for about 5 years, and promised me that I would drink the same with Atedo Peterside, and it would be even more expensive, but unfortunately that opportunity never came. The story about the customer in India is urban legend. I've heard it was in Singapore, on the nightclub, on the top floor of a nightclub. I've heard it was in Lebanon. It seems the real version is it's in there, but it is urban legend in the banking circles. Herbert became such a friend that we attended so many functions together. I remember about 2 years ago, he said, I must, together with Ralph Mopita, my group CEO, who's standing here, sitting here, and flew specifically for this event, we must attend the polo. And I still have this picture of myself, Ralph, Herbert, of course, right at the middle, Ike, Igus, and Roosevelt. And it just breaks my heart when I see this. To Herbert's daughter, Tochi, to David, to Hannah, to Okachi, he adored you. And I think above everything else, he wants you to be happy. I will close my very small tribute, and I try to save a bit of time, in saying one thing to all of us here. You die twice. Once when you lose your body, the second when people stop speaking your name. Let us speak Herbert's name every day. Remember him every day until the day we leave this earth. Farewell, my good friend. Bye.